live, huh? It's always a pleasure being right here with you. Thanks so much for staying on this particular platform. It's time for the Blockchain Mastery podcast. And, there are not a lot of people that have a full grasp of what the crypto world entails. Some have launched into crypto because of a friend's advice. Some stumbled upon it, while others they were a little more deliberate when it comes to participating in trading. Um, However, there is a need to help the public have a good understanding of how trading works. And on this episode, we have Ifiok Akangson, a design engineer with over 10 years' experience in utilizing computer aided software for electrical service design implementation. She discovered Bitcoin in 2015, or well, it came to her in 2015 while looking for options for payment solutions online. And we're going to talk to her a little bit more about that. Apparently, she bought her first coin in 2016 and started off a YouTube channel to assist crypto lovers like herself and myself with how-to videos. And she's since advanced to becoming a profitable cryptocurrency trader and now creates content on trading crypto for investors and traders alike. It's great to have you, Ifiok. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Titi.
All right, so I've given a little background into how you stumbled upon crypto, but it's always great to hear it from the person themselves. Let's go into how cryptocurrency and this whole world came to you.
All right, so I was doing a bit of digital marketing and content creation and trying to, and so I was also trying to look for ways to get payments for the content thing, especially because like PayPal had blocked payments, a lot of other stuff. But I stumbled on a platform. I think at the time it was called Solid, called right now, and on the platform, it allowed putting you could put on money on the platform, and you could pay in fiat currencies into the platform, and somehow I saw on the platform that allowed you to pay in what was called Bitcoin, and that's how I discovered Bitcoin processing platform. And I searched for the meaning of Bitcoin, and I was like, wow, than $1, and I got interested in it, and I have been interested in Bitcoin ever since my story.
So it's one thing to have, first of all, purchased your first Bitcoin in 2016, and it's a long jump to creating YouTube content, a whole channel to work with crypto lovers like myself. So how did that come to be? When did you make that decision?
Found out, like a lot of us would have found out, there's a lot of misinformation in the space. Then all kinds of things about how you can do this and how you can do that. So I tried to find quality information and also send others to also use. So for instance, I would show people how to cryptocurrency, or if there was a new exchange, learn how to use the exchange and then do this exchange. And so that's how pretty much it started. And I guess that's how I have continued, so to speak.
So has it been hard? I know that just having conversations with some people about cryptocurrency has made people remove me from WhatsApp groups before. I've had that weird look where people are like, what's this one about? Where is this one coming from? Have you ever had any challenges like that?
Yes, all the time. There's a unserious look that you're associated with cryptocurrency because they just feel you too, you're part of them. I think it's a lot because a lot of people don't understand that in the space, and of course there's a lot of loss in the space. A lot of people have lost a lot of money, and so when I enter this cryptocurrency space, you're representing a father that had lost his life savings,
Mm.
somebody that lost their housing allowances or something like that. So they always remember a loss, So yes, I get it a lot when people are like, "I'm this crypto." Yes, but
Mm.
so yes, I get that a whole lot. It hasn't deterred me, it hasn't stopped me because I know that it is the future.
Mm.
It's just a matter of time in our space. There's a lot of I had also mentioned this, a lot of misinformation rights and regulation rights. Then we won't have all these things that we have where we are in this space. So yeah, that's it.
So let's go straight into it now. When it comes to the basics of trading, let's go all the way back to the ABCs and the 1+1=2. Let's go. What are cryptocurrencies? And beyond being a method of payment, what are the other functions of cryptocurrencies?
All right. So the first thing that you want to understand when it comes to cryptocurrency, mix it up. Cryptocurrency is like an umbrella name for all the cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency because it's created through a method of encryption, right? The only difference is Bitcoin has the first mover advantage in the sense that first that was used on the blockchain, right?
Mm.
So since it was a lot of people know it, because that's what was used and that's what eventually was commercialized. They bought 2 pizzas with the Bitcoin. So a lot of people know about it. And so that's what Bitcoin is. It's just the first use case of the technology and blockchain is like people call it a ledger. So it's a form that helps you to see incoming and outgoing transactions. So Bitcoin to show that you could send transactions and those transactions could be so that when the receiver gets it, he can see where he received or where it was sent from. What Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency stands for is just a form of value using the blockchain. That's just what it is, pretty much.
Okay. So this is Blockchain Mastery Podcast, right? We've talked a lot about blockchain technology in the past. We've done what we can to explain how it is the newest form of, to use a lesser word, internet. It's another form of technology that people need to get used to and need to understand. But once people start hearing money, they start comparing it to what they understand, which is the paper currency, or what we call fiat. So I want to jump into the differences between cryptocurrencies and fiat.
Okay, so one of my best definitions is that it's actually money, right? So there's type of money that it is, right? Because it still sends a form of value from, right? But the major difference between, if I'm going to use Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any other cryptocurrency, is that you cannot literally hold on. It doesn't have that physical form. It only exists on a network value from one wallet, right, to another wallet. Between those wallets is what happens on the blockchain. So that's the difference in money. When I send you money, it is from one person to the other. You can actually send money if you have a mobile app. You can send money from one to the other. So it's pretty similar. I don't want to make them dissimilar because I think they are, if you are going to compare them to being money. The only major difference, there is a limit. Bitcoin has a limitation in the number there will ever be 1 million. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, right?
Okay.
And so with money at all, you can keep printing money for as long as you want, but you cannot have some currencies that have a limited supply. So I think that's the major centralization. With money, it's central. You have that would regulate the usage of money, but with cryptocurrencies, it's decentralized. Humans, or we the users, are the governing bodies or how it's used. So those are the major differences with money, the currencies.
Okay, so now I'm going to go back to where you talked about the number of bitcoins that can ever be. So for instance, I know that it's not the same with every other currency. Every other currency has also a cap on how many coins can be mined or tokens can be created. Now,
Yeah.
when we think about trading, when we think about crypto trading, what are the benefits of trading cryptos? Now, nobody really thinks about trading. So if I think in Naira, I don't really think about trading Naira. If it's USD, yes, I think about trading Forex. But people don't really think about trading Naira. They think about using Naira. So the best uses for cryptocurrency in 2022, can you help with that? Okay. The best uses
Sorry.
for cryptocurrencies. Did you hear what I asked before? What are the best
Sorry,
uses
one
for
second.
crypto? All right then. All right, are we good? I don't have sound. I don't have sound. I have video. I don't have audio. I have video. I don't have audio. I can't hear you. You may have to log off and log back in again, but check if you're muted. I can't see. I think you're muted. I can't hear you at all. No audio. All right, then. So we're still live with Ifiok Akangson, and she is a crypto trader. Now, she's been doing what she can to break down what exactly cryptocurrencies are and what the use cases are for cryptocurrencies. Now, on the Blockchain Mastery podcast, we do what we can to enlighten as much as possible. But while we're waiting for her to get back online, I have some updates in the world of blockchain for you. Now, it might interest you to know that Interpol reportedly created a dedicated unit to fight crypto crimes. And now, the International Criminal Police Organization is reportedly planning to strengthen its crackdown on cryptocurrency related crimes by forming a dedicated division. And Interpol, that's the world's largest global police organization, has set up a special team in Singapore to help governments fight crimes involving virtual assets. Now, they made this announcement at a press conference ahead of its 19th General Assembly in Delhi, which is to be attended by high profile police officials and from its 195 members. That's on October. That's actually today, from today, October 18th, until October 21st, 2022. According to Interpol Secretary General Gurjin Stock, the absence of a legal framework for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum poses major challenges in law enforcement agencies, because very often to address cryptocurrency crimes in the beginning, it's definitely they weren't really equipped. They were not properly trained or properly equipped to handle those cases. Stock also pointed out that cryptocurrency and cybercrime will be the main focus of the agenda at Interpol's General Assembly in India. And Praveen Sena, a special director of India's Central Bureau of Investigations, reiterated that it's been increasingly difficult to monitor cybercrime. He also highlighted Interpol's role in establishing and developing better police cooperation at the global level, saying that the only answer is international cooperation, coordination, and trust, as well as real-time sharing of information. Now, that news comes soon after Interpol issued a red notice to global law enforcement in September for the arrest of Terraform Labs co-founder Do Kwon. South Korean prosecutors in Seoul previously asked Interpol to circulate the red notice for Do Kwon across the agency's 195 member nations to find him following the collapse of the Terra ecosystem in May 2022. All right, with that update, we're going to invite Ifiok back into the show. I think we had some internet challenges earlier on, but Ifiok, hi. How's it
Can you
going?
hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. How's it going?
But I've lost all audio. I actually can't hear you.
Oh wow, I'm sad to hear that actually. I was hoping everything would be sorted. Can you hear me now? Try the volume. Yeah, we're still in 2022 and we still have technological challenges. It always happens. Oh wow. All right.
I actually can't hear you.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
I can't hear you. I know you're saying, can you hear me? But I actually can't hear you.
Okay, chat with me then.
Could you give me a few? I'm just trying to set up on my desktop and see whether it's going to be better.
Okay. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. You're
right,
worth
thank
waiting
you.
for. All right then. So while she's sorting out those challenges, maybe I could give you one or two more updates. Let me see if I can find the page I was reading now. I know it's actually interesting, the information about blockchain that's out there these days. And we have quite a lot of work to do enlightening people. And the Blockchain Mastery Podcast is here to do just that. Now, if you'd like to be a part of the podcast one of these days, it's not a problem. All you have to do is send us an email. Now, the email is quite simple. It's called the Dynamite Podcast Network. Dynamite Podcast Network at gmail.com. Dynamite Podcast Network at gmail.com. Send us an email. Let me see if I can put that up on the screen. Yeah, that's it. Dynamite Podcast Network at Gmail. Just send an email and we'll do what we can to slot you into our schedule. Now, the conversations we have here are for educational and enlightenment purposes only. We also help give you the news you need in certain areas. You might not be aware of some certain updates in the world of blockchain technology, and it might actually positively affect your business. You never know. Everyone needs to be on the same wavelength if we all want to move together when it comes to progress, especially with business. And a lot of companies are jumping on this. Some more news for you. MasterCard is tapping Paxos to launch a crypto trading for banks. In fact, interesting stuff. So MasterCard finally announced, that was yesterday, a new program to enable financial institutions to bring crypto trading capabilities and services to their customers. And it's called Crypto Source. Now, the program is designed to allow users to buy, hold, and sell cryptocurrencies, complemented by MasterCard's proprietary crypto secure solution for additional security and compliance. Now, the tool is launched in cooperation with MasterCard's existing partner Paxos Trust Company and is reportedly expected to launch in Q4 of 2022, which is basically in a month. Now, Paxos is known for providing similar services to global payment giant PayPal, which launched its first crypto services late in 2020. With the new partnership, Paxos is going to provide crypto asset trading and custody services on behalf of the banks, while MasterCard will deploy its technology to integrate crypto trading into banks' interfaces. AJ Bala, the president of MasterCard's Cyber and Intelligence Unit, pointed out the company's growing crypto expertise and commitment to the market. He mentioned MasterCard's recent crypto related investments, including acquisitions of the crypto intelligence services Cypher Trace in September and the digital identity platform Ekata in April last year. Now, announcing the news, MasterCard referred to the 2022 MasterCard New Payments Index, reporting that 29% of respondents globally hold cryptocurrency as an investment. Another 65% of respondents reportedly indicated a preference for crypto services to be provided by their current trusted financial institution. It kind of makes sense. We've been trusting our banks handling our transactions all this time. Why not have them handle our crypto? I don't know how that works, but let's see. Now, it says here that they're announcing a connected approach to services that will help bring users safely and securely into the crypto ecosystem, basically dumbing it down for those who are still a little crypto averse. But they also say here that MasterCard's latest crypto initiative comes amid the total crypto market cap falling about 60% since the beginning of 2022, which everyone has been a little itchy about. According to Jean Lambert, MasterCard's chief digital officer, it would be short-sighted to think that a little bit of crypto winter heralds the end of it, which is something I say. As regulation comes in, there's going to be a higher degree of security available for the crypto platforms, and we'll see a lot of current issues getting resolved, hopefully, in the quarters in the years to come. MasterCard's been actively working on various crypto and blockchain related initiatives in recent years. And even in January this year, MasterCard announced a collaboration with Coinbase to allow Coinbase NFT users to make purchases using MasterCard's cards. Interesting stuff. It seems like Ifiok is here. Hi.
Hi, is it
Hi.
any better?
It's
Is it any better?
fabulous. Welcome back.
Awesome. Okay, I'm so sorry about that.
No, not to worry.
I had to
We
transfer from using my phone to my laptop, so that's what happened.
I actually think the sound on this is so much better than the device you were using before. Just to say, I don't know if it's an iPhone or Samsung you were using before, but I'm just not to, but I'm just saying
Okay.
we can hear you loud and clear. I think we should go over it from the top, actually, if we can. Let's see if we can just touch on um, how cryptocurrency transactions are recorded. Let's talk a bit about that.
Okay, so I had initially talked about, I tried to go back to the basics of what Bitcoin stands for, and it's just a transference of value from one point or from one wallet to another wallet utilizing the technology of the blockchain. And I had explained that the blockchain is pretty much just a record of incoming and outgoing transactions. But it's not only a record of that, it's also records for every Bitcoin that is created and how it's transferred from one wallet to the other. So it's like a proper it's like a major record of from creation of every Bitcoin to its transfer from wallet to wallet. So it literally actually takes on all the information. So you can find a cryptocurrency that you bought ages ago if you're willing to go back according to which of the blocks it was stored in. So that's how is a major store of information. That's what the blockchain actually is, as a store of information.
Okay, so now Sorry, I almost lost you there. So,
Okay.
as a store of information, it could store anything. It can store your health details, your medical
Oh
details,
yeah.
your um, you can store anything. But people are mostly familiar with it storing a unit of value. Let's go a little deeper into this. Um, we need to
So
differentiate. Sorry, did you say something? No?
no,
Okay.
go on.
We need to
Go on.
differentiate crypto coins from tokens, because there are a lot of tokens being thrown out there. So, how do we understand the difference? Do they contain the same value?
Okay, so I like to think that once it comes to, okay, so I would first of all start with saying that all cryptocurrencies have their own blockchain. So, for instance, there is the blockchain of the Bitcoin. It's completely different from the blockchain of Ethereum, right? It's completely different from the blockchain of Ripple, right? So, if you have Ethereum is a cryptocurrency of its own, right? And then any other cryptocurrency that is probably created under that or under that blockchain becomes like a token. And you start to understand that for instance, for Ethereum, you can use Ethereum for smart contracts. This smart contracts is where most of the time tokens come into play, because with the token, it's still, all of it is still a form of value, but the value could represent different things. So you could have a value that represents an image in the case of NFTs, or you can have a value that represents maybe a medical record, right? In the case of when you were talking about healthcare, or you could have a record that could, you could literally represent anything. So it's not always that you use cryptocurrency to represent a form of value. It could represent a form of information that has been enclosed in the blockchain. So, and that information you can move from one point to the other. So that's pretty much, when you're talking about tokens, that's what it is. It could be, and it could encase information, but when you're talking about maybe Bitcoin, it's more of value. Um, it's encasing more of value. So I think that's what it is.
Okay, so now everyone wants to understand the money part of this. Someone has been watching right now wondering, okay, yeah, people are into this, but how do they make money from it? How is there profit in this business? Because as we mentioned earlier on, a lot of people have lost money from this. How can you avoid that? Um, and what are the things you should look out for?
Okay, so the first thing, you want to make money from it. I believe that if you're coming into the cryptocurrency space, you're coming in as two things. It's either you're coming in as a trader or you're coming in as an investor. So if you're coming in as an investor, you need to literally be interested in probably just three things. So you need to know that you're coming in with a mindset of long term. That's an investor. An investor always has the long term mindset. So what that means is that you come in with your money to buy a cryptocurrency and expect that it will probably move from one price to the other. So, for instance, I for one got into Ethereum when it was about $8, right? If I had known Ethereum was going to do better, I probably would have still been in Ethereum. But my point is, if you come into cryptocurrency as an investor, you want to have a long term mindset, right? So you want to ensure that you buy at a certain time and you stay on it for a long time, right? It's not, you don't have a short term gratification kind of mindset, you have long term. So it's only when you stay long enough in crypto, for those of us that have been long enough in crypto, a lot of us have found profit making in cryptocurrency because we are willing to do the time. But a lot of people are not willing to do the time, and that's why there is a lot of losses. Most people say, "Oh, there's this new project. Just put your money, next week, next month. See short-term gratification." So you come in as an investor. If you're willing to come in as an investor, you have to think long term. You also have to make sure that whatever coin you're putting your money into has the right fundamentals, right? You have to make sure that it's actually trying to solve a problem, not that it is just it just came about, and it's not a pump and dump coin. It actually is solving a problem. So as an investor, you want to have those two mindsets. And then if you're and so that's how you're going to make profits, by ensuring that you come in with a long-term mindset, and you ensure that whatever it is you're buying into actually has the proper fundamentals. All right, so that's how we make profit from cryptocurrency.
Okay, so now having a long-term mindset, being prepared to play the long game. There are a few people that seem to think that there is almost instant gratification if you're trading day to day. There are some short, quick profits people are offering. Different companies are offering certain opportunities. Oh, come in with this, you go out with that. Just do a certain number of days, like 90 days or 30 days, and things like that. What do you say to people who have interest in projects like that? Short gratification.
Okay, so you need to know that for every project that is short term is high risk. Anything that gives you instant reward also gives you might give you major risk. There's a lot of risk associated with it. So if you join a platform that promises you maybe 30% profit every day, you need to know that logically that is not really possible. It's not possible in an extended period. It's probably possible in 1 month or 2 months, and that's why you see a lot of all these Ponzi schemes. After a couple of months, they just expire because you cannot sustain that for a long time. So I wouldn't even advise anybody to join any of those schemes, because it's just a matter of time before you lose your money. So, like I said, try and think long term is the best mindset. But if you are a trader, which is different from being an investor, then you need to learn the ropes in understanding how you could use technical analysis to get in and out of the market in short time frames. So that
So
by
this is
itself
what
is a
now
skill.
brings me to the trading platforms themselves. What are the trading platforms that you've been using to trade crypto?
All right. So I think the very first one I used was Bitrex,
Okay.
Bittrex.
Yeah.
So I used
Mm,
Bitrex. But
mhm.
from Bitrex, I moved to Binance, and it was mainly a liquidity issue. There are more coins on Binance, and there's a lot
And
more
and
trading
Matrix.
going on there. I have also
Mm,
used Qcoin,
mm. KuCoin. Nice.
Kucoin. Yeah, but I think
Mm.
the very popular one is
KuCoin.
Binance.
So everyone seems to be on Binance these days. And even when they started out, it just felt like the most complicated platform ever,
Exactly.
because the website just looked like there was too much going on. This was in the beginning when it first came out. I'm just saying, if anyone watching here is working at Binance, I'm sorry. It was when, when it first
Yeah,
started.
and
It was like so much going on. We didn't get it.
Yeah, and that was part of the reasons why I went into doing my YouTube channels. Most of my videos were about how to use certain platforms, and Binance was one of
Mm,
them. Because it was
mm,
full of a lot of information. You would just come on the platform, and there's just so much information. And so helping people to
mm,
know that straightforward, this is how you want to buy if you want to buy, or this is how you
mm.
want to trade if you want to trade. And these days there are other points where you can just stake, which is another thing altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's another conversation for another day. But okay, so now
Exactly.
I have a lot of people have Binance wallets now, right? A lot of people have
Yes.
wallets or have an account that they've opened on, let's say, Binance, and they numbers going up and down. They see the candles, but they just don't understand what to do next. What is it you advise your clients to do next?
All right. So if you're coming in as a trader, right, I would say apart from having you need to have a plan. That's number one. You need to have a plan of action. So you need to know that if you're buying a certain coin at a certain price, you are buying at that price to get out at another price. So coming in and that's why I like to break it into two. You're either an investor or you're a trader. If you are an investor, you're not really concerned about price, right? You're not really concerned about price. You're just making sure that it is low enough for you to buy at a certain price and you stay at it for as long as possible. But
Mm,
as a trader, you want to come in at a certain price and then go out at another price. So you must have a plan, entry price, exit price. It depends on the type of trading you're doing also. The different forms of trading. I would never advise anybody to go into leverage trading if you're just trading for the first time.
Leveraged. You'll need to you need to break down what the meaning of leverage is.
Okay, so leverage, just like it's leverage, you're using much more than you actually have to trade. Okay, so pretty much
Oh,
what that means is if you came into the market with $10,
okay.
you could add leverage of
Mm,
another 10x. So your value of $10, if you have a leverage of 10x, can be now $100. So you're
okay.
literally, you came in with $10, but you have the leverage to actually trade it as $100. So that's what
Okay.
leverage trading is.
Sure.
So yeah, so but that's a conversation for another day. But what I would what I would advise most people to do once they're on platforms like Binance, you want to buy spots. And so buying spot literally means that you are buying the crypto coin itself. So I spoke about Ethereum. So if you went to Binance, you want to make sure you buy Ethereum. If it was Polkadot, you want to make sure you buy Polkadot. If it
Or
was,
I think it's dot now on
yeah, it's dots. Yeah, that's the ticker.
DOT. Yeah,
Yeah,
ticker
that's
is
the ticker for it.
dot. So
Yeah.
I actually heard I had a conversation about this last week, actually, Polkadot, and the fact that it's a blockchain that is the most secure, or something like that.
Well,
Also another conversation.
yes, yeah,
But go
but
ahead.
I would just say that the founder for Polkadot was part of the people that came together to found Ethereum, right? So
Okay.
most
Okay.
people are looking at it as Polkadot will be a major improvement from Ethereum, and so that's why I
Mm,
guess there's a lot of interest with Polkadot
mm.
because one of the major founders that started off Ethereum is the one that has
Yeah.
started off Polkadot. So that's why there's a lot of interest with that.
Interestingly, yeah, I also had a conversation, I think 2 weeks ago, with someone who's on Bantu Blockchain, and Bantu Blockchain was also created by one of the people that was involved in Ethereum as well. So that's the first ever African blockchain, the Bantu Blockchain there, and that's also somewhere on my YouTube channel here. If you go through it, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, there's so much happening in the world of trading crypto. But then again, there are so many coins.
Mhm.
My goodness. This is the one that just blows my mind. When we started out, there were not that many coins.
No.
Maybe a
Yeah.
hundred or so. But now they're going into the thousands.
Yeah,
So
with the tens of thousands, actually.
tens
Tens
of
of thousands.
thousands. So
Yes.
now the big boys are the big boys at the top of the coin market cap. They're the ones that are the most remembered tickers, but people also say that you make the most money with the unknown coins. So I'm talking about in terms of trading. So how do we begin to identify opportunities when it comes to trading with the unknown coins?
Okay, so I would like to say that while that is true, that you actually could make much more money from. Okay, so let me use Shiba for instance, right? I think there's a coin called Shiba.
Shiba
Yeah,
Inu.
there's actually it's yeah, Shiba Inu. So
That's it
I
right
think
there on the screen.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
literally not even up to 1 cent right now.
Mm,
Or we can also look at a coin like Doge, or let's focus on Doge instead because I have more experience with Doge. So
okay.
when I got into Doge, right, when I started mining Doge actually, and it was very cheap to mine. It was literally it wasn't even up to a cent. It was oh god,
Less
it
than
was
a
like
cent.
it was
Less than
yeah,
a cent.
it
Wow.
was like if you were going to account for it in satoshis, it was like a tenth of a satoshi. If you know what I mean,
Yes.
it was like
Mm,
0.0000010, something like that. So
mm,
it wasn't even up to a cent. And so, but um um when Elon Musk got involved in it, it quickly started tripling, and so you could easily make so much money, even if you had just come with a small amount of money. you were able to move from, I'm just using this as an example, if it was
Sure.
0.0001, for instance, it became up to 10 cents and even 50 cents. So you're talking about almost 1,000x, right? But in the
Which
same
was
vein,
crazy.
yeah, that was
It was,
crazy. So in the same vein, the same way you're able to make a lot of money from all these very cheap coins, they are always the first to perish as well, right? Because
okay.
most of them might not really have any real fundamental value. They are, and don't forget, I always say this too, our our whole cryptocurrency, our our whole zone is based on hype. A lot of what happens with price action is hype, so if you had a coin that moved 1,000x, just because you had one person buy into it, then it's the same way it's probably going to even drop 99%, because anything that moves up really quick would come down pretty quick, right? So that's just
Okay.
what it is. As much as you're able to make so much value from a coin that doesn't cost much, it's the same way you're going to lose a lot of value from that same coin that doesn't really cost much. That's just what it is. But if you go to, like, say for Bitcoin right now, you mentioned market capitalization. There's a lot of capital in the Bitcoin market, right? There's a lot
Yeah.
of companies involved in the Bitcoin market. And so it's really going to be hard for Bitcoin to go to zero, right? Because there's a lot of, exactly. So you're looking at coin market cap and you have over
Yeah.
$371 billion
Yeah.
in Bitcoin. So it's going to be very hard for you
Yeah.
to lose all that value in one day, right? So if you have a coin, but if you have a coin
Even
that
in
is
a year.
exactly. So but
Even
if
in
you
a
have a
year.
coin,
Yeah.
so but if you have a coin that is worth maybe $50 million, for instance, a millionaire can move that coin. If you add another additional 50 million, you can move the coin
Yeah.
another two times of its price. And if you add another 100, you move it another three times of its price. So you start to understand why these smaller coins are easier to move, because it's very easy for you to put so much money in a coin that doesn't have that much money or capitalization. And so the price starts to go up. And then when the price has really gone up, the initial investors, or for lack of a better term, the initial people that had put in so much money, take out their money at the top and then leave the people that just joined in at the top to allow the price to come down all the way down. So that's what usually happens with cryptocurrency. It's a hype game.
Yeah.
There's so many people promoting coins. I don't know. There's a coin currently flying, QNT Quant, and it's been flying, has been flying up. And but when you go to Twitter, you see there's a lot of talk about it. Most people will tell you buy now, it's going to go 10 times, it's still going up. Worst time to buy. You want to always buy at low risk, right? You want to buy when nobody's talking about it. You want to buy when it's devalued. You want to buy when it has fundamentals, but the price action is not showing it. So that's when you want to buy a coin,
Okay.
not when everybody is talking about it and the price has reached its top.
So I want to not to make you stress you out, but I want to touch on the fact that when it comes to investing in companies, let's say you ask them for their business plan. Now there's something called a white paper that's attached to most coins. Before when they start out, when they're becoming tokens, before the coins are even launched. Can we talk a bit about the importance of white papers and cryptocurrencies?
Okay, so I had mentioned, like, if you're an investor, you want to be interested in the fundamentals of a coin. So when you talk about a white paper, you're talking about the technical information that governs whatever token or cryptocurrency you're trying to buy. So it literally tells you what the cryptocurrency does, and probably if it actually has a plan for the future. Sometimes you actually have, what do they call this? For some white papers, they literally have like a yearly plan, or they have like uh, I just forgotten the term for it, But if you're going through a white paper, it tells you everything about the coin, sometimes the founder, how far they plan to reach, what their plans are, just like you're showing me this. Is this for Bitcoin? Yes, exactly. So we're looking at the white paper for Bitcoin, right? And it literally tells you what the person that created cryptocurrency or that created Bitcoin, Satoshi, was thinking about. He wanted to take out the banks. So he wanted to have a situation where you can make peer to peer transactions, which means you're trying to make person to person transactions using a form of value that is acceptable. So that's it. So you need to read the white paper if you want to understand the fundamentals behind any coin. So yeah, I guess that's what is important as an investor. You want to know what you're buying into, and this is what will help you know.
So a lot of white papers, when they come your way, they have a lot of um what's the word? High
Technical
expectations,
jargon. Yeah.
expectations in terms of where they want to be over a particular period of time, which goes to
Yes.
what you said earlier about having long-term mindsets when it comes to investing. But then for traders, does a white paper also is it as important for traders since they're out of the market?
No. So for a trader, you are more interested in the technicalities. So what I mean is technical analysis. You're consistently trying to understand price action. So you're probably trying to see that, okay, so for let me use Bitcoin as an example. I think since June, Bitcoin has been literally moving, um or since July, from about 18,000, between 18,000 and 25,000. So it's in, like, literally in a range. It's just moving from 18 to 19, sometimes to 20. If you're lucky, to 25, then it comes down. So it's just staying in a range. So if you're a trader, you're trying to make profits in that range, in those short bursts of movements. It moves up, you take some profits, it comes back down, then you try and buy again to make some profit up, or it depends on what you're doing. If you're a spot trader, then you're probably trying to buy to sell at a higher price. If you are a leverage trader, then you're trying to sell in expectation of the market coming down, or you're trying to long in expectation of the price going up. So it depends on what you're trying to do as a trader. You don't really need the white paper. You're more interested in, okay, price action. This is what is going on. This is how the price has moved on the charts. So it's quite different from an investor. An investor, yeah, should be interested in the white paper because you want to know what you're buying into. But as a trader, you might not really need that information because you're looking at price. You're trying to see how well price has done over a certain period. So you could be looking at the 1 hour chart or the 1 day or the 1 week. It depends on what you're looking at. And you're trying to make a decision based on that. You're trying to enter and exit, or,
Okay. So
whatever.
now,
Yeah.
for forex traders, they trade Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
But for crypto, it said it's 24/7. Is it truly 24/7 for crypto?
Yes, it is completely. If you go to, it's just that a lot of forex traders have actually got into the cryptocurrency space. So you find that there's a lot of price movements during the week, even for cryptocurrency. But there's actually still some price movement going on during the weekends. It might not be as much, but there's still some price action moving around or moving in the cryptocurrencies space. So yes, the trading is from Monday through to Monday. You can decide not to sleep. It's just how cryptocurrency works. It's 24/7. You can trade throughout, so it doesn't sleep. It's not like the stock market that closes on Fridays. Is open throughout. So that's what it is.
All right, then. Now we're going to be wrapping up quite soon. But there are a lot of newbies watching. There are a lot of people that are still in doubt. They just don't think it's worth the risk. Do you have any predictions for the future of crypto? And for newbies coming in, what advice do you have for them?
Okay, predictions for the future. I'm just going to say that yes, the space is very risky. There's a lot of lack of proper information in the space. And so, based off of that, there needs to be a lot of regulation that helps people to get the right information. So, in the future, there's a lot of there's going to be a lot of regulations that will help our space to become better. That's definite. And if you're a newbie in the space, I want to advise you not to buy into hypes. Any coin that has been flying up for days, leave it alone, you know. And then there's also the buy the dip. You need to tread carefully with buying the dip. You need to buy the dip in an uptrend, not a downtrend, you know. So um but if you are new in the space, if you're completely new in the space, you want to be an investor, and all you need to know is to learn how to buy, and you learn how to store it, and you learn how to secure it. Those are the most important things you need to learn as a newbie in the cryptocurrency space. You don't need to learn to be a trader just yet. You just need to learn how to buy, store, and secure. I know I call it the bullshit strategy. So just learn to buy, store, and secure. And then while you're learning that, learn a little bit of fundamentals. Make sure you have the right mindset before you decide to become a trader. Just start with investments. So that's my advice for any newbie.
Thank you so much, Ifiok
Thank you.
Akangson here.
Thank you.
Now, it's been a pleasure having this conversation with you, and I think there's still quite a lot we need to discuss, maybe on future episodes of the Blockchain Mastery podcast. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining us.
Thank you, Titi. Thank you so much for having me as well.
All right, then. Happy trading and
Thank
more
you.
grease to your elbows.
Thank
Godspeed in
you.
everything. I'm actually hoping that there's a little downtrend with Bitcoin now so I can buy some and then
Yeah,
and right.
everybody's expecting it to get to 10,000 or
Yeah,
13.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming it probably will. But I think it won't go low for so long. And I think there's gonna be a crazy rush and everyone's gonna just gonna buy.
Yeah, but
And
talking about predictions, I
yeah.
think because of the state of things in the economy of the world, there's a lot of uncertainty, especially because of the war. So it
Mm,
is possible that the prices may go down, but if anything happens that changes um, the economies of a lot of countries and the face of the current war, then that's when the price might change. But
okay.
aside from that, I think you're right. We might actually go lower.
Yeah. But going lower is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing for
Yeah,
traders like us.
if you're long term,
Yeah.
is of course is a good thing. But if you're thinking instant, then it's it's
Nah, it's
probably you're not going to be happy about that. So yeah,
not. All right then, Ifyok, thank you so much.
thank you, thank you.
All right. If you're just tuning in, this is the Blockchain Mastery Podcast. My name is Titi Oyinsan. We talk here about blockchain technology, the opportunities and possibilities for the future. Now, not a lot of people have a good full grasp of what crypto world entails. Some launched into it because of a friend. Some just stumbled upon it. Some are actually really deliberate in their participation in trading. One of such people is Ifyok here, and she's also a design engineer with over 10 years experience in utilizing computer aided software for electrical service design implementation. She started way back in 2015, and here today, she's given us a little insight into the background of crypto trading basics. She's on Instagram at Sophia, right? That's
Yeah,
SOOPH.
okay,
PHIIIYA. I'm going to see if I can put
yeah,
that on the screen. Let me copy that. Let me see if I can put it on the screen. And Also, she's been really gracious with us today, and we're going to be calling her back one of these days to come and talk to us one more time. Thank you so much, Ifyok.
thank you very much, Titi.
Okay, then. So there you have it. Ifyok said it, and I have a feeling I've been saying some similar, giving you some similar angles before now on the basics of crypto and trading. But we've been talking a lot more about the technology before today because people didn't have any differentiation between blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. And hopefully we've been able to do that. If you missed any of the episodes, you can always just follow us right here on this particular platform. And as soon as you do, you'll be able to see some of the older clips of what we've been talking about on the Blockchain Mastery podcast. Yeah, that's the handle right there. Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Titi Oyinsan. And if you'd like to be a part of the show, you can always send us an email. That's Dynamite Podcast Network, Dynamite Podcast Network at gmail.com. And we can't wait to hear from you. All right, then until next time, bye. Happy trading.